Wes, it seemed like rebounding made a big difference in this game. What do you attribute that to?
Yeah, I mean, it was huge. We did a remarkable job down in Charlotte and had a tough time tonight. And it's a team effort thing. It's just, you get caught scrambling in situations. I thought we did a much better job of being in the right spot, particularly in the first half. Defensively, I thought we were all on the same page and really did some good things. It just being able to, the inability to finish those possessions. It's going to be tough, pretty much sledding uphill with 25 offensive rebounds for 30 points. But I thought our overall disposition was great, much better. Just couldn't finish those possessions.
It seemed like you guys did a great job on LaMelo in the first half. What changed in the second half?
Well, I think he just, he got loose a little bit. Some of it was in transition. We had a handful of turnovers, particularly in the fourth, which hurt us. I think 4 for 9, I think, in that fourth quarter. And it's tough when, we had success early in the game, getting stops and running, but those offensive rebounds, now that we're taking the basketball out and playing against a set defense.
Okay. The intensity of an in-season tournament game, and you just played the Charlotte Hornets Wednesday, could that have been a disadvantage to tonight's game?
I don't necessarily think a disadvantage. Obviously, we want to get to the point where we're playing in playoff series. So it's got that kind of feel. You're going to have to make adjustments. You're going to know what that opponent does. They're going to know what you do, how you handle the previous meeting. So I kind of like that, that feel. I think it's good for our group.
Just how would you describe the mood in the locker room? You guys led for the majority of this game.
Well, I'm sure disappointed. I mean, obviously it was a very winnable game. Just take care of one area, and I think it just changes the game completely.
How do you think Jordan is still just acclimating to a new role as a primary focus for defenses?
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll take some time. He's seeing different coverages. Teams are obviously keying in on him, but he's trying to play the right way. So he's making the right read. He's moving the ball. He's trying to make team plays. So I think it'll click. His shot will start falling, and I think once that happens, the dam will break.
Coach, on a positive note, the bench outscored Charlotte's bench 49-30. Can you talk about the play of the bench?
Yeah, our bench has been solid. I know it's a young season, but through these handful of games, they've done a really nice job. I think they found a bit of a rhythm, some degree of synergy, and it kind of suits the way they play. Shooting a three, playing with tempo. The floor is open with Gallo. Obviously spreading the bigs, so that creates a lot of area to play behind the coverage. Guys like Landry, Corey, even Bilal have benefited from it.
Kyle, what did you see on your team's defensive boards tonight that enabled the other team to be so effective?
I think they just wanted it more than us tonight. They played much harder than us, and I mean that's reflective. Rebounds, effort, and sometimes it's about the bounce. But Mark Williams did a phenomenal job all night, being on the boards and kicking our butts. So.
Hey Kyle, every Wizard was in double figures tonight except for 2, and Gallo had 9. How tough is it when you spread the wealth that well to still come up with a loss?
I mean, it's tough. Obviously you want to share the ball. You want everybody to be happy and score. And usually when you have that many guys in double figures, it's usually a good night. And tonight just wasn't our night.
What was the difference for LaMelo in the first half and the second half?
I don't know. I think he just he just found his rhythm. We were giving him the same look, and worked. It was pretty effective. And then he's a great player. He's a high IQ player, and just kind of figured it out, figured his rhythm out. So
This might be an extreme example in terms of rebounding because Charlotte, I know it's something that Wes has talked about, but rebounding in general this season, what can you guys do to be better in that area?
You just got to go get the ball. Yeah, plain and simple.
Last 6 minutes, what did you think was going on in terms of ball movement, shot selection that kind of got you guys bogged down a little bit?
I mean that's on me. I got to be better. I got got to be better mentally and physically prepared to get back in the game after a long stretch out and, close it. So, that's on me. That's on me.
So what's the level of frustration or disappointment after, leading for a good chunk of the game?
I mean, it's incredibly disappointing, honestly. I think this was a game that we needed. It was, I thought it was a must-win game, and we'd be probably feeling good about ourselves sitting at 3-5 going into it back-to-back, and it's just a bitter taste. We all had to be better. So,
Just what's the sentiment in the locker room? Is people talking? Is everybody down, or how does that play out?
I mean, it sucks to lose, especially we just beat them by 20, and we didn't play the same way that we did there, all front. So, it just sucks.
Kyle, you call it a must-win game. How much of that has to do with the in-season tournament?
I mean, we're none really, honestly. I mean, we're 2-5, gotta win.
The stakes of a tournament, though, does that change the feel of the game? Did you feel that a little bit?
No.
Tyus, from your perspective, what went wrong down the stretch?
Too many second chance points. Just weren't playing with the same aggression on the defensive end. Let them get comfortable. They hit a couple big shots, but second chance points, we gotta do a better job. Just coming down, rebounding, eliminating their, second chance points. Honestly, and it's on offense. Couple sticky possessions where ball wasn't getting back to the backside, second side, third side, things like that. We just settled for our first look, and we gotta grow. We gotta learn from that and grow and be better when that situation comes around again.
From the position that you play, how can you help turn things around when it comes to the rebounding?
Yeah, just trying to get in there, mix it up. Trying to read, where the ball is going off the rim, things like that, and just scrap, honestly.
Just after leading for so much of the game, how disappointing is it for you guys in the locker room?
Yeah, it's disappointing. Just we felt like we were playing well, sticking to our game plan through pretty much most of that first half. Second half, it just got away from us, and we got to be able to figure out what's going wrong and adjust and do that better. And we haven't done that so far this year. Things have started to get away from us, and we haven't been able to kind of rein it back in. So and that's going to come with time. That's going to come with the chemistry, figuring each other out, things like that. But we also don't want to cost ourselves games in doing so. So it's tough when you're playing well for a good majority of the game and things just start to go south and you can't right the ship. So again, we'll watch the film, we'll learn from it, and be better when that situation comes again.
How much is both offensively and defensively it's a work in progress for you and Jordan right now?
It is. It's a new system, new chemistry, new team, trying to figure out our spots, trying to figure out rotations, calls, things like that. But at the same time, we got to go. We got to, teams, there's other teams with new players, with new faces, with new schemes, things like that. So we got to continue to work on it, continue to, just improve each game, try to stay with, film study, continue to communicate. But it's also understanding it's a process, and it's going to continue to get better. But yeah, we're just, trying to stay patient just because we know it's different. There's a lot of new on both ends of the floor. And, it's a process.